In this video, I'm sharing the saga of the P0420 check engine DTC code. If you drive a car as old as mine, one, you might come across this check engine code. Two, you might find this video interesting. It's actually very common among many older cars, maybe even new cars. So the P0420 DTC code is the catalytic inefficiency code. And it all started a few years ago when they stole my catalytic converter, which to this day, I fume when I think about it. When they steal the catalytic converter, you rip through the exhaust pipe. And at the time, what I did was I took it to a Smog place. So the guy welded the catalytic converter back in place. Well, the new one that I purchased because the other one was stolen. After that, a few months later, the check engine code came on. The catalyst system efficiency below threshold. What does that mean? The catalytic converter is not doing a good job at cleaning up the exhaust gases. You guys are gonna have to bear with me because my boy is right here with me. So when I take it to the shop, the guy welds the new catalytic converter in place. The check engine light came on and for the DTC code, and after a quick Google search, I thought it could be one of the O2 sensors, and I replaced the downstream O2 sensor, and I replaced it with the Denso unit. And make a note of it here, a Denso unit. I'll revisit this later in the video, but Denso is the OEM provider for these O2 sensors. At the time, I didn't even know that. And that doesn't clear the code. So then I go ahead and replace the upstream O2 sensor for a Duralast unit from AutoZone. So I purchased the Duralast upstream sensor. So this is the oxygen sensor that's closest to the exhaust manifold. And still the check engine light comes on. So I went with the Duralast, and you have to keep in mind it's a 2007. That's about 19 years old. So I didn't see the need to get the most expensive. That was the wrong mindset, and you'll see a little later I'll talk about why that was the wrong mindset in this situation. What I didn't know at the time was that Honda is very finicky with O2 sensors and aftermarket O2 sensors. You have variations in voltages, and it causes all sorts of issues, including the inability to clear out the check engine code. And so lo and behold, upstream O2 sensor didn't fix it, and the check engine light came back on. I ended up using the smoke machine through the tailpipe. What I found was a break in, or a cracks in the welding. So when the guy welded the pipes together, the weld became loose and cracked. And initially I thought it was a bad weld, but actually after looking into it, the guy never installed the flex pipe that runs from the exhaust manifold to the catalytic converter. That flex pipe is supposed to soften the vibrations to the catalytic converter. Without the flex pipe, my guess is that the welded became brittle and ultimately caused a leak in the weld. So what I ended up doing was I took the whole exhaust out. I sawzawed the pipe where the weld went bad, and instead of welding it again, I ended up installing triangle flanges there. And after all that work, which was a huge job because I had to remove the whole catalytic converter because it was soldered together, meaning I couldn't just take out that little piece. So it was a mess. It was such a pain to be able to do that job, but eventually I did it. I installed the new flex pipe, and the new flex pipe would help with the vibrations. The new triangle flange would fix the air leak, and still the check engine light came on. I thought, you know what, let me go back under there, and I went under the car again and I checked the exhaust flange gasket, which is this donut looking gasket. It wasn't seated properly, but it also was damaged quite a bit. I thought perhaps maybe I just installed it wrong and damaged it when I was installing it. I replaced it with the new one. That didn't solve it. Still, the P0420 DTC check engine code came on. So in any case, I ended up just taking a complete break from this project. I start racking my brain and trying to think of solutions, and the next one I think of is Cataclean. So if you don't know, Cataclean is just a cleaner that cleans a catalytic converter, and what
what you do is you wait for the gas tank to be a quarter full, and you empty the bottle of Cataclean inside of the gas tank, and then fill up the car and drive 100 miles to see if it cleans the catalytic converter. I'm starting to think perhaps it is a bad catalytic converter, even though I bought a OEM catalytic converter, which cost me $2,500. Not cheap. I put the Cataclean in and I drive 70 miles, and I think, you know what, 70 miles, the check engine light hasn't come on. I think it solved it. Well, 70 miles is really just the threshold, the beginning of the threshold. You really want to drive it another 30 to reach 100. But I had this idea that perhaps it was ready. And I head to the Smog station, and the guy tests the catalytic converter, or he runs the test. It doesn't actually fail. What happens is that the Honda has sensors. Those sensors need to be ready, and apparently they weren't ready. And so the guy said, you know what, this failed, but you have to. He asked me how many miles did you drive it after you cleared the check engine and added the Cataclean, and I mentioned 70 miles. He said, you know, drive it up to 100 miles, and lo and behold, at around 100 miles is when the check engine light came back on. So he let me go ahead and just drive it around more and come back. So when I got home, I connected the OBD2 scanner and pull up the stats for the car. So I gave the stats to Gemini, and the two stats that stood out to Gemini was the short and long-term fuel trim. The short-term fuel trim was at 5.5, and the long-term fuel trim was at 7.8. Now, percent. These are percent. So what does that mean? That means air is entering the system. There's an imbalance. And what the car's doing is adjusting itself by adding more fuel to the mixture to compensate for the additional air. It causes the car to waste more gas because more gas is being added into the system. It's not running as efficiently as it should. So at some point, Gemini suggested or pointed at the upstream O2 sensor, and I thought, it can't be the upstream O2 sensor because I replaced that one. It's brand new. And somehow Gemini knew that, check the quality, make sure it's a Denso one. And I thought, I don't remember the brand that I bought. So I looked at my receipts from 2000, I forget. So I looked at my receipts and I found that I purchased the Duralast from AutoZone. So this was a Duralast aftermarket O2 sensor. Now, when I looked at the price differences, the Duralast is about $80, whereas the Denso unit's $160. So there's a huge price difference, and that actually kind of made me feel like I was onto something, because perhaps it's just a low quality material. The Hondas are finicky with aftermarket O2 sensors. You can get aftermarket other parts, and you're better off purchasing the OEM Denso sensors. And so again, Gemini suggested I replace the Denso sensor, which costs $180. It costs $160 actually, because I went online and purchased it online. So yes, 180 is inexpensive, or 160. However, the last resort would be the catalytic converter, or the last option. A catalytic converter would skyrocket the repair to $2,500, and the repair is actually straightforward. It's the catalytic converter that's very expensive. And not only that, if you think about it, the upstream O2 sensor wastes more gas, and currently gas is at averaging $6 a gallon here in California. So an inefficient car is already costing more money because you're spending more money on the fuel cost. Anyways, all that to say is that it's a no-brainer. I ordered the upstream O2 sensor. I'm calling it a saga because even after this video, I haven't received the O2 sensor. It's coming in. It's already arrived. So once I get home, I'm going to be installing it, and I will report back the findings. Hopefully it solves it, and that part 2 of the P0420 DTC code saga comes to an end, and I can move on to another quote DIY videos. Anyway, so that's the story. Hopefully it helped you guys if you guys have similar issues, and I'll see you guys next week on the next video.